basically says, like, they're trying to go, okay, yeah, we're not claiming anything. And they don't even actually say what the Q-ray does anywhere in that description. They say, how does it work? Like if I wanted to say, how does the internal combustion engine work? They wouldn't say, well, the internal combustion engine is all about empowerment and choice.
Yes. You can really get a sense for it when you look at the Q-ray commercial. We have a Q-ray commercial. It's 03D. I want you guys to play that in the booth. And note how they actually make no real claims. So go ahead.
It's a good way to not get sued.
Yeah.
What do winning athletes like Olympic champion Sonia Richards have to say about their Q-ray bracelet?
Some folks call it my lucky bracelet because I've worn it for every race I've won the last 3 years. Is it luck or is it my Q-ray? I don't know, but why take a chance?
Now Q-ray introduces the ultimate sports bracelet, the Q-ray Plus, with the extra power of high-Gauss magnets used for centuries to promote a healthy lifestyle.
And I've actually seen different athletes wearing this, wearing the Q-ray.
Q-ray Plus, with magnetic power. Magnets with more power than ordinary magnetic bracelets. Beautifully crafted with an expandable steel band for a custom fit.
It's actually good looking. It's attractive. You know, people have asked me when I've been wearing it, hey, where'd you get that?
Call this number now and get your Q-ray Plus. Q-ray Plus, with the extra power of magnets. The ultimate sports bracelet.
It's actually good looking, right?
So is it luck or is it Q-ray? Well, maybe it's the training that you do.
I love the fact that she's sitting in a doctor's office. That really gives it some air of legitimacy, that she's in there with her doctor and the Q-ray bracelet. And
it's part of some kind of treatment plan.
Yeah. And he's going to hook her up to some experimental something.
Like, oh, geez. It's just the lying by implication.
Right.
That this is somehow something that doctors would recommend. Or it's like, oh, well, I saw athletes using it. Notice those athletes didn't actually appear on this commercial.
Right. And so is it the training or the Q-ray bracelet? Why chance it? I mean, that sort of thing can be applied to anything. I mean, if you use that kind of logic of it could be this external factor, not the training. So, you know, maybe I should believe in that unicorn. And
yeah, I've bathed in the bloods of goats that I've sacrificed before every football game I've ever played, and I've won a great deal of them. Why should I take the risk by not doing it? What if that's the X factor? I mean, that's just silly.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not the first time I've heard about athletes being sort of superstitious, like wearing special underwear,
right,
or other things before a game. The Q-ray bracelet just becomes part of that, and of course they're going to want a special lucky charm.
Right. Right. And one thing I really found interesting about this commercial is the use of anecdotes as testimonials. Q-ray doesn't actually say what it does. They use proxies. They use people who claim that this bracelet has worked for them as their testimonials and as their proof of what it does.
It's all passing the buck on liability.
Right. We never said that it did these things. They said it did these things. Sue them.
Don't sue us.
Sue them. We just and one of the problems with using anecdotes as evidence for your product is that, you know, using the placebo effect, as we talked about earlier, about 27% of people will claim some sort of effect. Well, if I have only those people give testimonies, then it seems like a very solid product. But when in fact I'm just using the placebo effect to my benefit.
And it also doesn't take into account that often people's perceptions can be fooled. I mean, that's really a big thing. People are often wrong about what they see. And if that's all you provide as evidence for how your product works, how are we supposed to believe it? That's why we want a genuine scientific study.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
I want you to prove that this is something that's far more effective than the placebo effect would be.
Which is pretty fair, you know. I mean, if we were to use any sort of Western medicine per se, and you know, the big pharma is often criticized, but their medicines often go through very, very rigorous testing before it's released to the market. You can't make the same claim about Q-ray or any of these other bracelets that we're going to talk about.
And that's the real advantage of not actually claiming your product does anything. That's the same thing. It reminds me of Head-On from a few years ago, where it doesn't even say that it implies that it deals with headaches, but they just say, rub it on your head, rub it on your head. And when you're basically rubbing chapstick on your head, you don't actually have to cure a headache, so you can't be sued. It's the same sort of way. It's like Q-ray promotes. It's about a lifestyle they're talking about, which would be no different than a bracelet that doesn't do anything but just looks good.
Yeah, good point. Back to that court hearing back in 2003 that we talked about. One of the findings that they came up with was that the basis for Q-ray's claims that they said it was related to traditional Chinese medicine, but they found no evidence for that whatsoever. They found that Q-ray was just a scheme devised to defraud its customers, and the defendants might as well have said, beneficent creatures from the 17th dimension use this bracelet as a beacon to locate people who need pain relief, whisk them off to their home world every night, and provide ways to help them in ways unknown to our science. It's that much BS.
I would buy that bracelet.
Yeah. So to the booth, we're actually going to go with slide number 5 next, because of time concerns. So pull up slide number 5, and we'll talk a little bit about. I don't think that's slide number 5.
Which one are we looking for?
Christ letter.
Oh, goody.
Okay. So anyway, this is a mailing I got recently, and this was it's a sign from the Lord about your future. And basically, what they did was they mailed me this prayer rug. It was just a piece of paper that looked like a rug, but it really played upon people's superstitions. It said, "Don't open this special envelope. They enclosed an envelope. Don't open it unless you actually follow the directions, because something terrible will happen to you." There's a prophecy enclosed in here. This is a very special.
Don't feed it after midnight.
Yeah.
What do they claim would happen? Like some sort of a demon would possess you?
Well, let's see. If we go to slide number 6, they say something good is about to happen. Please do not open these prophecies until you have placed your prayer page and the rug back in the mail after sunset tomorrow or the next day. God will help you do this. You will see. So basically, it's just a little tchotchke. And this is actually a scheme that many companies use. They give you a free gift. Mm-hmm. And then you feel compelled to return it. You feel compelled to do something in return. Like even the March of Dimes gives you free mailing lists, stickers, the return address labels.
Yeah.
Even they give you some freebie, or they'll even mail you a nickel. And this makes you feel like you have to return it. You actually, they've given me something. I've got to reciprocate.
Do something now.
Yeah. So
it's a good way of verifying that somebody actually lives at that address, isn't it? It's like, okay, we've got a sap.
Yeah.
Reel them in.
Yeah. So cutting to slide number 8. We're actually going to cut right over to number 8. Just like the best chain letters, they talk about the great things that are going to happen to you if you follow these directions. So here we have this woman who's been blessed with $46,000 after using the prayer rug.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And these schemes work. I mean, if they didn't work, they wouldn't do them. These companies rake in thousands and thousands of dollars every week from schemes just like these.
So actually, somebody did make money from the prayer rug. It was a company.
Yes.
It seems like it seems like that's the best way to make money with something like this, is to be on the top of that pyramid scheme. But yeah, it seems I don't really see the difference between something like this and something like, say, The Secret, other than the iconography is about Jesus rather than this sort of vague universal thing.
Right.
Again, we are a live call-in show. You're listening to or watching, or maybe both, Ask an Atheist, coming to you from SCAN Studios in Seattle. If you want to ask us a question or make a comment, give us a call. Our number is 206-421-5658. So please give us a call.
I'm glad you said it. I couldn't remember it. So good job. Yeah.
All right.
So slide number 9. This continues our letter from the Christ Church. And this is where they give the testimonials. And this is actually very important to this sort of stuff, is where they have people who claim that they've been blessed, that they've been healed, that good things have happened. One person says that she got $10,000. Another one, the Lord gave them a 6-room house. Someone else got $5,000. This is that testimonial phase. If you do what we tell you to do, you're going to get an enormous bountiful blessing.
Well, it seems like if enough people send back the prayer rug, there's going to be a fraction of those people to which something good happens.
Right. Eventually, something good is going to happen.
Something is going to happen eventually to anybody.
Right.
It seems, if you wait long enough. So it just seems kind of silly. It seems like there's only 4 things on there. What about all the people who sent in the prayer rug and nothing happened?
It didn't work for me.
Yeah.
That's not going to make it.
Is that same BS that some of those churches give, where they say the answer to every prayer is yes, no, or wait?
Right.
Which is the same sort of thing that works with a magic 8-ball.
Anything. Yeah, anything.
It just wait.
Yes. So let's go on to slide number 10. This is the actual Christ prayer rug. And this is actually the top half of it. Now, what they do is they tell you to look into Jesus' eyes, and you'll see that they're closed. But if you continue to look at them, you'll see his eyes opening and looking back into your eyes. Now, I don't know if you could be able to tell on the monitor there, but there's a slight optical illusion built into this prayer rug that if you do look at it long enough, it does look like his eyes appear.
It's like a magic eye trick.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's just an optical illusion that makes you feel like, wow, Jesus is looking at me. Holy shit, I better put this rug in the mail and get it out to them.
If it was really so magical, he would talk.
That'd
It'd be
be fair criteria for magic, yeah.
Something better than that. Oh,
yes.
Geez.
So, yeah, slide number 11 is this is the bottom half of the prayer rug, and we can actually go ahead and skip that. The one that I really want to show you guys is slide number 12. They've learned from their lessons of the Q-ray bracelet, and go ahead and pull that up.
Q-ray is for pussies compared to this stuff.
Right. End your pain. Using the penetrating power of magnets.
The soothing power of copper.
And the healing power of Jesus. Yes, the Jesus bracelet is now available for your purchase. Experience the miracle of maximum healing and pain relief.
Wow.
Yes, for only $19.97.
So
$9.97.
It says it's. Can we get that picture up again? That's pretty crazy.
Yes.
I'm a little disappointed that his head isn't actually part of the bracelet. That would be so much cooler. But it says solid copper, but it also says magnets. So is it have a magnet in it, or is it solid copper?
Well, these aren't just. Let's just start with the first part of that. Is that these are 3,000 Gauss magnets? Okay. If Jesus wasn't in this bracelet, that would strip the flesh right off your wrist. Okay. That's real power. When you're using maximum power for anything, it's like Seinfeld said, you take whatever kills you and you dial it back one notch. That's what that is. That's maximum power. So is it copper and magnets? Oh, yeah.
So how do you get the power of Jesus into a bracelet anyways? Did they like melt one of those communion wafers into the mix?
Transubmutation / alchemy? Sure.
Sure, why not?
Sure. Well, I mean, yeah, you could either pray over the bracelets, which I guess if you could pray and put the power of Jesus in anything, I mean, why not have a Jesus ladder?
Why don't you make all your clothes have Jesus power?
Yeah, the power of Jesus in everything.
It seems like that would you wouldn't need the copper or the
or the
power
3,000
of
Gauss magnets. Well, even Jesus apparently needs a leg up. So
with you say the power of magnets, the power of copper, and the power of Jesus. So is this kind of like Captain Planet? When these three things come together, it forms something like ultimate power. Is this like the Death Star? We harness this ability and weaponize it?
Let's go to slide number 13. This one will kill you too. This combines the most powerful forces of heaven and earth. Yes. Do you believe? Wear this solid copper magnetic therapy Jesus bracelet for the most powerful healing and comfort you have ever experienced. Copper has been relied on for centuries to ease the pain of arthritis. You know how in olden times.
Didn't people used to brush their teeth by using urine though, too?
No, did they?
They did. I mean, it's just because something's old and has lasted doesn't mean it works.
Right.
See also slavery.
Right. I'm not even going to get into the healing power of urine or slavery. We're just going to move on. So copper has been relied on for centuries to ease the pain of arthritis. Magnets are used therapeutically to ease muscle pain, tendonitis, bursitis, back pain, poor circulation, and more. And now the faith in the miracles of Jesus can not only protect you from physical pain, but soothe your soul in times of stress.
Can we show in any sort of demonstrable way that your soul is injured? Or do they just make the assumption always, as religion does, that your soul is always damaged in some way?
Yeah.
The minute it comes off a lot, it's worth less than when you were born. I don't know.
I don't know. It's beyond our science. I'll say that. So our next clip, and I apologize to the booth because we jumped around a little bit, but I would love to play clip number 4B. This is the iRenew Energy Bracelet commercial. Following on the heels of the Q-Ray bracelet, there's a new company out, and they've got some things they want to share with you. So if that's ready, please go ahead and roll that clip.